Mr. Puri, pleased to have you with us. Welcome to the Architect series.
Hi, nice to be here. What a beautiful surrounding.
You began working as an architect at a very young age in the 𝗦ጵ contractor office, and today you lead the multi-award-winning architectural office. Which values have stayed with you throughout this journey?
So there are multiple things, and I started working when I was 18 years old. So I actually joined this office of 𝗦ጵ contractor in Mumbai when I finished the 12th standard. So I had no architectural education. So without having been educated in architecture, I went through various sites, did all kinds of drawings. For those who understand architecture, I did working drawings, went on sites, coordinated meetings, met clients. So actually did all of that in the months prior to joining college. And that created a very strong foundation because it gives you confidence, A, and B, it gives you the experience. So when you walk into college straight, you're getting all this hypothetical stuff, you know. You work with space, you work with these cubes. What does positive space and negative space mean? What is the relationship? But when you have actually worked and actually seen projects happening on site, you relate the whole thing and it makes a lot more sense as compared to somebody who's just walked in straight as a student.
Your work encompasses a wide variety of project types, including hotels, residential buildings, offices, educational buildings. How do you maintain your personal signature in such a diverse body of work?
We actually try not to have a personal signature because it's most architects fall into that trap that whether they design a railway station, for example, or a school, there are certain elements that are common. So you start relating that architecture style with that particular architect. Here we try to be contextual and respond to the site, but while responding to the site, you also want to create something that is unique and different to experience. So that's what drives the design process in every project, because every location is different, the way the sun comes there is different, the way the wind direction is there is different, who you're designing for is different, what is on your left and the right and the front is different. So there are no two sites which are the same in any way, unless you land up with two sites next to each other. Okay, even then there'll be a difference. So that's why every design automatically becomes different and there is purposely no signature element.
As you have stated, every project should create evolving spaces that are perceived in new ways. Does this influence your design decisions in the beginning of a project?
So that actually drives the design decisions because let's say you are planning a school. So your first thought is all the schools you went to, all the schools you have experienced. So those will automatically come to your mind and you'll think, okay, I went like this and the classrooms were here, this was there, that is the way the space was. And it's very easy to fall into that trap of then going and designing the same way. Because what are we finally doing? We are designing from images that are in our head, right?
Okay.
There are a vast number of images in our head, but you are designing from somewhere, something that you have seen or experienced. So you have to take a conscious decision not to follow that.
That's the hard part.
Yes, that's the hard part. And find, was there a better way, or you think there's a better way to do the same thing where the experience could be better, and that's what then drives your decision.
Alumil focuses on sustainability through circular economy and energy efficient aluminum systems, while your work is guided by bioclimatic design. In the 𝗦ጵ Excellencia project, in which you collaborated with our company, you selected our systems. In what ways did this collaboration influence the final outcome?
So this was a very exciting project for us because before this we had never done such large apartments on such a large scale. So that project is 160 apartments, each one 8,000, 10,000 and 12,000 square feet. Those are huge. So each apartment was 5 bedrooms plus a study, a huge living space.
Large scale.
Yeah, very, very large as compared to anything that we had done before. In terms of size of apartments, because normally in a city like Mumbai or
two-bedroom apartments normally
2 bedroom, even if it's 3 bedroom, the 3 bedroom is done in like under 2,000 square feet. This was like starting point, 8,000 was the smallest apartment.
Enormous, yeah.
So he spent a lot of time convincing first the developer that, you know, you got to give expansive open spaces.
Okay.
And then for the building to respond to the site and the climate, because Surat is in Gujarat in India, where temperatures are in excess of 45 degrees Celsius in the summer months.
That's a lot.
So when we created these large protected, you know, cantilevered balconies to each apartment, and those balconies are 900 square feet each. I mean, in the balcony of that apartment, a 2-bedroom Bombay flat will fit.
Wow.
So they're that large. So of course we wanted an excellent aluminium window company which satisfied those norms. So
the collaboration was smooth?
It was very smooth and everybody was very happy with the outcome.
Finally, I would like to ask you about your aspirations for the future. What dreams guide your vision for the coming years as an architect?
So we are constantly increasing our focus towards creating a smaller carbon footprint. In fact, some of the buildings that we are now doing literally have zero carbon footprint. We are building with stone from the site. We are building with labor from the region. We are building almost with no steel. Even the slabs are going to be built in stone. So this is a project that we're doing in Rajasthan in India. Of course, this does not translate into every project, but the thing is, as architects, you must strive that no matter what the scale of the project is, in a small project, it is much easier to make it 100% sustainable. The moment you go into larger projects, like 40-story, 50-story buildings, it becomes very, very difficult. But at the same time, there is always scope to reduce the carbon footprint. So you have to look at ways where you can consciously reduce the carbon footprint, leading to a better environment for everybody in the future.
So that's your main aspiration, respect for the environment, sustainability?
Absolutely.
I wish you the best and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.